No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a very nice return up to the 35, but was it aided by something illegal? Let's find out. So that will push him back.
And now we know why he had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Black. Leave it. Ringo, 48.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Cousins again. Escaping the pressure right. He finds some open field here. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Going for the deep ball. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 13.
Get 300. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Gun. Right there. Hey, check 26.
The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And he'll be taken down at the 18. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Too easy.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And now running right through him. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie corner, Jair Alexander. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Shotgun now for Rodgers. A dump underneath to Jones. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hey, check 26. Yeah, Liz.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Off the play fake, Cousins under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nick Perry not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the gun, here's Cousins. That is caught at the 7. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. He got 29 yards that time. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7.
Yellow.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, It's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Hey, where y'all going? Yeah, Liz. Shift. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Check 9. Oko, over here.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Rodgers to Cobb, good for a Green Bay first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right. Gun. Zoom. We got 4.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw is Rodgers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And this passing game, this whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
To throw on 3rd down, Rodgers eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
Shift. Where y'all going?
They run. It's Williams. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. That's fine. Yeah. Jumbo! All day, punk. Finish it.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He lost 2 there. And it's 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
but drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help with the contract time.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
I certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And Crosby puts it through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Vikings. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Cousins to throw it. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And Diggs has it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Jake Ryan in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. To throw, Cousins. He's going to air one out. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken around the 12. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Packers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Rodgers. It's caught. Jones. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. They'll run it now out of the gun. He will push his way down to about the 14. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now Rodgers, flush to his right. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there, getting him the first.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a 1st down, but a big gain to boot.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. And he's got it up and through. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV. Called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Cousins on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Second down, Cousins. Flushed out right. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. Third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
On third down, Cousins. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on third down. Didn't get beyond them, no pickup.
So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise if this would come up short.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On second down, here's Rodgers. Got a man, that's Allison. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Rodgers to Allison, good for a Green Bay first down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And Crosby puts it through. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Bailey now to kick this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
Adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here's Jones. Room to run past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. On first down, Rodgers. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is third down and 12. Working from the gun. Rodgers eluding the pressure right. And Adams has it complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
Here we go. 58. Oko over here. Get it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Hot. Jumbo. Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again.
Now Rodgers to throw on second down. Flush to his right. And the Packers are in for the score. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Or are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. A first down throw for Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. Oh, and now he bowls him over. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Brandon Coleman, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Bailey got the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Bailey now to kick this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Let's go, hey, let's go, come on. Kill, kill, kill. Kill. Hey, check 26.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And some space here. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And mark him down all the way inside the Minnesota 10. A big run there by Jones. 54 yards.
Hey, check 26.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll give it to him up the middle. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Here's Rodgers finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. Fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Back now at Lambeau. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the fourth quarter. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Crosby puts it through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His third field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. To throw is Cousins. Coleman has it here right side. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the rookie corner, Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Escaping the pressure right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Sandejo. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now the Packers get set to go. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
George Iloka, the one that comes up to make the tackle. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Rodgers looking to throw on 2nd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Hey, now, Liz. Jumbo!
To throw on 2nd down. Rodgers, a dump underneath to Jones. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
This is Jones. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Sandejo in on the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down.
Check 24. Zoom. Strong right. Zoom.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. The Packers on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is third and 7.
Hey, check 26.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat-and-mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. 23 yards on the play. One last shot now for Cousins. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Green Bay, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they will fall to 1-1. And they will get a home date next week.
Are you there?